Welcome to Frui's Bakes and Breaks. Please like and subscribe.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Frui's. Today's episode is going to be a roasted chicken. This one I'm super excited for. This is essentially like why I started a YouTube channel, or I thought if I ever start one, I'm definitely going to share this. I've never seen it on the internet. Someone could probably tell me I'm wrong. And it's nothing fancy. It's actually probably one of the easiest things to make, but also one of the best. So let's just jump in. First step is just going to be prep, which is going to take a few minutes. Also, just a side note, this is the only episode I intend to have the trash can in. That will become obvious in just a moment or two. So we have our chicken here. If you can get organic, always prefer. Not going to go on a whole thing why it's better, but you get what you can afford. You want to get a whole chicken here. It will be $10 to $15. Normally like 3 to 4 pounds, but if you get a bigger one, it'll just be a slightly longer cook time. I use the trash can very strategically, and simply because this is a raw chicken, so you don't have to start with a fresh bag, but I try to do everything over the trash can just to kind of make my life easier. This is not super complicated by any means, we're just unwrapping it. But again, just kind of being prepared is key. So I have some paper towels, so first step is we're just gonna dry the bird. You can kind of see it dripping. You can see it's wet. Actually, you see some feathers on there still. I'm not intending to remove them. This is actually not the best quality. It's a little disappointing. Okay, I was holding it upside down. We're gonna pretend we didn't see that, and considering I almost said I've made this over 100 times, which is true, I just kind of embarrassed myself, but I'm sure I'll leave that in the video because it's funny. So anyway, just giving this guy, girl, whatever, a pat down. This is the innards bag. Whoop, that is gonna go into the trash can. You wanna save it, that's all you. This is not what this is about. And then we're going to very carefully put it in a bowl. Make sure your bowl is large enough to fit the bird, and you'll want it to kind of sit like this. So you could use a smaller one, but just remember that this is gonna be in your fridge. Most likely, it's not the only thing in there, so you don't want anything to get salmonella. Simple as that. And then the next step is we just salt. I like my pink Himalayan for everything. Sure, I could probably use regular salt. I don't measure this. I just kind of cover the chicken front and back. And this is pretty simple. I just make sure full coverage. This is all not going to be in the chicken later, just to be clear on that. Hopefully you can see, but we have covered. I didn't really rub anything in. There are recipes where the people do that. That's not this. We're just covering. Doesn't have to be perfect. And that's it. Step one is done. It is that easy.
And our last step is to put this in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours, but we can go as long as overnight.
For about 3 hours. You can see here I put it in the roasting pan, and mostly so I can show you the bowl we used that the chicken was in when it was in the fridge. You could see all that juice and all the salt. It's exactly what we want. So again, the whole purpose of that salt thing was kind of almost like a dry brine of sorts. We got a lot of that just extra kind of gross stuff out. So before we put it in the oven, and I should note, preheat 275. I do that typically as I'm pulling this out of the fridge. It only, as you saw, it only takes a minute to prep. A lot of this is more just me explaining it, what to kind of look for. This is very non-traditional in the sense that, I'm sure you can see, there's no spices on here. And it looks kind of gross, so I'm gonna zoom out. There's nothing pretty about a raw chicken. If I had a tried and true recipe, I've probably made this more than any other that I've made, sweet, savory, what have you. This works, and it works so well. So here's the best part. We're gonna put it 275, 2.5 hours. If the bird is between 3 and 4 pounds, I can 100% guarantee you we'll be done. That said, we'll still temp it, we'll make sure, but the legs should be, hold me to this, hopefully I won't look silly, the legs should come out, be around 190, and the breast will probably be in the 165 range, but the whole thing will be pull apart. Again, super tender, fall off the bone. So here we go. Not sure you needed to actually see me put this into the oven, but I do top rack. I don't know if it would really matter. It's just the way my rack is in the oven. All right, it's been 2.5 hours. We're gonna take the bird out. looking good. Again, as promised, we're gonna measure. Start with the breast, because that's the part we gotta kind of, we don't want it to be too high. It's 170. Guarantee it's gonna be okay. I don't know if you could see if the juice is running out. Again, I've made this so many times, I know how it's gonna come out. And then the legs, I said 190 earlier. Let's see how close we are. Ooh. Come on, pretty impressive, right? Love on the cooking shows when the temperature starts to move and they pull the thermometer out really quick. That always makes me laugh. So anyway, we're done. Came out pretty much exactly as planned. Next part's pretty easy. Just gonna throw some foil on. Make sure you wear gloves. This is the roasting pan at least will be quite hot when you pull it out. It might seem obvious. Need to let it rest for at least 10 minutes. But with the foil on, you can let this sit for like an hour or two and it'll still be really hot. So set a timer, come back. 2 utensils for this. I use a boning knife and then some metal tongs. This will be useful to help get in there. Watch this. Oh, that was disappointing. Oh, there we go. I think because it's cooled a bit, it's delayed. The drippage is delayed, but you can see the bottom of the pan. We have a ton of, we'll just say stuff. There's fat, there's chicken juice. And then as we cut this open, I'm gonna start with the breast. I just make a line, try to find the breastbone. The breastbone is kind of like right in the middle. So I just try to cut this side of that, and then with the knife, this is a knife that's helpful because you kind of can dig in. Watch this, ready? If things went according to plan, we should see a pop of liquid. Be very disappointed if we don't. Ah, beautiful. And just so you can see the other side, hopefully, as well. So if we were to pick this up. So, came out perfect. Something fun. This piece here is the oyster. I didn't get that one very well. I'll do better on the other side. That is one of, like, if you watch shows where they're taking apart a chicken, the chefs will say that's the best part. It is pretty tasty. So that's perfect. So my mess up actually helped. You can see though, get the skin out of the way. I mean, literally will shake off the bone. So yeah, we did great. Came out exactly as it's supposed to. Just hopefully you could see the amount of juice. Oops. Make sure it's in the screen. It's pretty significant. So usually some I will pour right over the chicken in the Tupperware. And then the rest I'll just use for stock for the next time. You can see here's our end result. And we have the fat that's risen at the top, and juice at the bottom. All right, in our absolute final stage, so I have the chicken juices and fat. This is a great fat separator if you're looking for a good one. I'm gonna hit the button on the side here, and the juice, so fat rises to the top, so the juice will come out of the bottom, the fat won't. So you can see here, I'm just gonna no comment as to what this looks like, but and then we'll just kind of try to keep an eye on the liquid once it changes consistency. I don't want too much fat in here. I guess the last step is I should probably take a bite and share how fantastic this is. Again, I want to show the kind of exactly that. Thank you, chicken. It's fall off the bone. I'm dipping in some hot sauce off camera. Oh my God. I've eaten it 100 times. It never gets old. And even just with the salt, the amount of flavor in both the dark meat, and try to find a piece of the breast. So like chicken breast, yeah, doesn't typically do that. Again, 275, 2.5 hours. You have to do that pre-salt step though. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.